you dip down, squeeze the shoulder blades in together, look up, send the tailbone up. So really exaggerating those movements. Lovely. Means business, means the hair's got to get out of the way. And then if we come to a little bit of a neutral position, we're just going to go for a bit of a sideways cat. So you're going to look over your shoulder one way, and then look over your shoulder the other way. You could keep the hips still to begin with, so it's just the movement coming from the body. That's why I didn't specify. And then you can start dropping your hips over to the opposite side, so almost like you're trying to look round towards your opposite foot. Lovely. So if you want to here, you can take that into your tadpole. So we're going to be knees and feet together, and you're going to, as the hips drop to one side, see if you can lift the knees into that space on the other side, keeping the carriage into the stopper. Okay, if you need to rest in the middle, rest in the middle. If you need to go back to your sideways cat, go back to your sideways cat. Feet wherever comfortable, you can be on your toes, you can be on the front of your feet. Lovely, keeping the carriage into the stopper. We're going to go for some holds here in a few reps. Take a breather if you need to. Keep the carriage into the stopper if you can. Lovely. Okay, calming back down again then. We're going to go for a hold to the left. So hold those knees up. Lift up to the left. Knees up to the left. Look up to the left. Carriage into the stopper. 3, 2, 1. Good. Come back down again. Lifting the knees up to the right. Carriage into the stopper. 3, 2, 1. Back down. We're going to do one more lift and hold. So let's lift those knees up into the space on the left side. If you can, lift your left arm up towards the ceiling. For 3, 2, 1. Come back down again. Lift those knees up to the right. If we can, lift the right arm up. For 3, 2, 1. Coming back down. Very good. Right, give those wrists a shake, everyone. We're going to come into chicken wings. So you're going to take the knees nice and wide apart. Sit on your heels. Link those hands behind your head. Ideally, without the carriage moving, we're going to look down. And then we're going to look up. Janine, all right then?
I'm getting there, I'm sorry, it's not going to look pretty.
If people are on really light springs, or especially if they come up into high knee and you feel the carriage move, you can shuffle forward so that your knees are on the platform as we lift up into high kneeling. So come down, lift up into high kneeling, push the hips forwards, looking up, and then coming back down again. Good. And yeah, if you feel the carriage moving or feel unstable at all, just come forward so your knees are on the platform. Lovely. We're just going to go for one hold here. So come down for me, and then we're going to lift up as high as you can. Try and keep those fingers interlaced. Push your hips forward. Look up. We're going to hold that there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Coming back down again then. Hands on the platform, feet back against those shoulder pads. We're going to go into some child's pose and cobra. So you're going to push back into a child's pose. Take bottom back towards your heels for a stretch. Lovely. And then toes at that point. Yeah, you can probably have your toes in between. And then we are going to push back for a cobra. Try and keep your shoulder over the wrists. Drop the hips and look up. Lovely, Alison. Nice.
Oh, you take the carriage out.
That's it. Good. And then carriage into cobra. Carriage into child's pose, carriage out to cobra. Lovely. As you come into the cobra, we're trying to keep the carriage as close to the stopper as you can, so you get as much extension as you can. So just your shoulders are staying over your wrists there, Lee. That's it. That's it. Good. And look up. Lovely. That's it. Yeah, perfect. And then bring the carriage in. So warming up into that extension. Just trying to follow it exactly as it is in the machine.
Yeah, I'm making it up as you go along.
Yeah, okay, let's bring that carriage in then, back into that 4-point kneeling position. Give your wrists a stretch if you need to. Good, and yeah, at this point we could add some holds, etc. if you wanted to. We won't do so today. We're going to come back down then. We're going to hover those knees up, and we're going to push out into a plank, and then we're going to hover those knees back in again. Good. You can lower the knees for a little breather, or you can just keep going with the knee hovers to plank. Again, option for your elbows if the wrists are really cooked. Option for your box if you want to go higher. So keep the knees nice and low as we come in. We're moving those shoulder blades apart, tucking the tailbone underneath a bit so we're keeping slightly flexed through the spine, not letting gravity pull us back. Good. We'll just go for a couple more here. Lovely. And then we're going to bring that carriage in. Give your wrists a little shake, and we're going to come into chicken wings again for a little breather on those wrists. So this time we're going to do open arm chicken wings, so we're opening up, looking up, coming down, arms back behind us. Option when you're ready to come up into the high kneeling. Good. So I say a bad joke about us all. Going down if we ever do anything like this at the end, we sometimes do it with the strap, so I say it's like, you're either going hooray, you're doing Pilates, that makes me chuckle. Lovely. Good, okay, we're going to come back, hands on the platform then, feet back against those shoulder pads. Back into those knee hovers and out into the plank. So hovering the knees is our level 1. We can push out to the plank for our level 2. We're going to add another level in here. So you're going to push out into the plank, hold it there for me, and then you're going to see if you can move back from the arms. So into more of a long stretch. So push the carriage back. That's it, lovely. Bring the carriage in. Lower the knees. Bring the knees in. Good. So we're hovering the plank. Pressing back as far as we can, shoulders coming forward, and then we're bending the knees in. Lovely. So that's our sort of 1, 2, 3 layers. Some people might still be just at those knee hovers. Some people might be doing knee hovers to plank. Some people might be going for that full long stretch. Lovely. We're going to do a couple more before we go for a hold. If you need a breather for your wrists, take it now. And this is maybe where it says, who's taking the breather? We all are. So let's go for our holds. We're going to hover those knees, push out into the plank, push back a little bit further if you can, and hold for 3, 2, 1, and bring the carriage back in. Lovely. One more hold here. So we're going to push back as far as you can. So hover the knees, push back as far as you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the carriage in.
I can let it stay there for a
So we're now going to give those wrists a total breather, and we're going to step down to the right side of the carriage. So we're going to into our lunge position. So right foot towards the front of the springs, left foot is back against the shoulder pad. Obviously at this point, anyone needs a bit of support, feel free to bring the foot bar up. And we're just going to go straight into a lunge. So straighten the back leg, bend the front leg, lunge forward. Lunge the carriage back, stand the carriage in. Lunge the carriage back, stand the carriage in. Good, lifting that back knee as high as we can. Trying to get our tummy down towards our thigh. Good. Normally go for about a minute of these. Nice, lifting that back knee up. Looking down soon. Lovely. Good. Although our tongue is trying to touch our thigh, we're trying to lift that chest and head still. Good. Get really nice. Bending that front knee forwards a little bit more for me. Perfect. Good. Lifting that back knee a little bit higher if you can. That's so good. Okay, we're going to go for a few more reps before we take our hold. Option to take your breather now if you need to. So again, that's where we're assessing who's taking the breather, who's still going. Lovely. push back for our first hold, so push back as far as you can. We're going to hold there for 3, 2, 1. Bring the carriage back in again. Lovely. Nice deep breath in. Let's exhale and push back for our second hold. For 5, 4, so we get the hips a little lower. 3, 2, 1. Stand the carriage in. Lovely. Last hold, we're going to push back, lift that back knee for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the carriage in, well done everyone. Back into our kneeling position on the carriage then. Hands on to the extensor mat. What are we going to do now? Okay, so this time we are going to hover those knees up, push back into the plank and hold it in that plank. Rather than bending the knees to come in, we're going to pike the carriage in. So lift your bottom up, bring the carriage in and then back to the plank. Lovely. Pike the carriage in, plank the carriage back. Obviously I know you guys can do this. With another class I might have started with bringing the knees in, just to give them a little breather if the pike feels a bit much. But we're all keep the legs straight, pike in, plank out. Good. Pike in, plank out. Lovely. Very good. Okay, we're going to add a couple of holds in a few breaths. Take a breathe now if you need to. Keep going if you don't. So again, we're assessing, seeing who's taking the breather. Lovely. Not judging. Come up to our plank then everyone. Hold that plank, push back towards the back as much as you can. We're going to hold it there for 3, 2, 1. Pike in, hold there for 3, all the way to the stopper, 2, 1. Pike back, once more, push back as far as you can into that long stretch for 3, 2, 1. We're going to pike in for 3, 2, 1. Lower back down, step down to the left. The idea was, oh, lunges. I get to have a breather from the planks. And then planks, oh, I get to have a breather from lunges. So let's start with our lunges on this side. So when you're ready, lunge the carriage back, stand the carriage in. Exactly as we did on the other side. Good. Lifting that back knee, bending the front knee, getting as low as we can with those hips. Very good. Nice. Still looking up, lifting those chests. You're all doing that beautifully, so I don't need to say too much.
You can tell us how well you're doing, that's fine.
Really, really lovely lunges. Okay, so we've got a few more before we go for our hold. So if anybody wants to take a breather, take it now. Keep going if you don't. Lovely. Okay, let's go for our first hold then. So bring the carriage in for me and then we're going to push back. Bend the front knee, lift the back knee for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand the carriage in. Very good. Okay, nice deep breath in. Breathe out. Lunge the carriage back. You can keep that front leg a bit straighter if the knee's a bit sore. For 3, 2, 1. Stand the carriage in. Lovely, nice deep breath in, and we'll go for our last push back. We're going to hold that for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back onto our wrists then. Again, elbows, boxes, guys, if your wrists are cooked. This time we're going to go for our circular pike. So we are going to hover those knees. Hover the knees for me. Push back into a plank. Hold it there. Bring the carriage into a pike. Hold it there. Keep the carriage on the stopper and lower your knees to a knee hover. Push back into your plank. Into your pike. All the way into the stopper. Lower the knees. Hover the knees. Out to the plank. Pike. Knee hover. Plank. Pike. Knee hover. Okay, let's go for our holds then. So let's start with our knee hover. So hover those knees up for 3, 2, 1. Push back into the plank for 3, 2, 1. Into the pike. Hold it there for 3, 2, 1. And then lower back down again. Give those wrists a little shake. And then we're going to step down to the right. We're going to go for those lunges on that right side. Again, this time actually let's go for our courtesy lunge. So you're going to stand on your left leg and you're going to cross your back leg over and then we're going to lunge back, stand the carriage in. So exactly the same movement, we're just lunging the carriage back, standing the carriage in. So yeah, again, similar sort of timings on this one. If you need a breather, take your breather now. If not, keep going. We're going to do our holds in a few reps. Yeah. So if your knees sore on the lunges, just keep it straight. So just keep the legs straight when you're doing these. So always mind
See you next week.
See ya. Okay, so let's go for our first hold. So push back and hold for 3, 2, 1. Bring the carriage in. Lovely. And again, let's push back and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the carriage back in. And last time, pushing back for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Bring the carriage in. Back into kneeling on the carriage. This is our last round of planks. Hands on the extended mat, feet back against those shoulder pads. We're going to go for a reverse circular pike, so my brain has to work a bit. You're going to hover the knees, keep the carriage in, and then you're going to go up into your pike, back into your plank, bend the knees to bring the carriage in. So pike, plank, knee hovers. Good. Pike, plank, knee hovers. Lovely. Knees nice and low on those knee hovers. To do our courtesy lunges on this side. So right foot towards the front, left foot back against the shoulder pads, and then we're going to lunge the carriage back and stand the carriage in. It's still recording. Good. Lovely. Take a breather if you need to. Keep going if you don't. We'll come into our last lot of holds. Good. Okay, so bring the carriage in. Nice deep breath in, and then we're going to breathe out and push the carriage back. We're going to hold it there for 3, 2, 1. Stand the carriage in. Lovely. Push back. Hold there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand the carriage in, and last time, pushing back, we're going to hold it there for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand the carriage in. Well done, everyone. So that was